Hello? Hey, what's going on? Okay, who are you going with?
You should say, whom are you going with?
Thanks? Who are you?
I'm the professor.
How'd you get in my house?
I agree with you. I was thinking the same thing.
Who are you? How'd you get in my house? What's going on? My goodness. Welcome back for another lesson. If you like these classes, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell. I drop these videos every Wednesday and you'll be able to get that notification. So, let's go. So really, when do we use who and when do we use whom? Basically, the general rule is who is for the subject and whom is for the object, the person that the subject is going to see, the person that the subject is talking to, or the person that the subject is doing something for. Usually we just replace he or she for who, and we replace them, her, him for whom, because that's the object. Remember, the object is the person that's receiving the action. Let's look at a sentence to see what I'm talking about. You see the sentence there? It's pretty simple. Tom gave Jill a rose. So Tom is the subject and Jill is the object. She's receiving the rose. So we can even switch those names to pronouns. He gave her a rose. Remember what we said, the little trick? If it's he, well, he is who. And if it's her, her is whom. Let's look at the same sentence, but now as a question. And you choose who or whom. Let's see. Okay, who or whom is John going to see? How would you respond to that question? Well, John is going to see her. So, because you used her here, we can switch her for whom. Whom is John going to see? Oh wow, looks like Professor Reggie is happy about that sentence. Now, just to really be able to understand well when to use who and when to use whom, let's break those down into examples. We'll start with examples of when to use who. Remember, in a sentence, who is the subject? So I, you, we, they, all of those people are the who. So we can ask questions like, who wants to go on vacation? Who makes these awesome YouTube videos? Who likes to go to the park? Who likes to play basketball? Who anything? Who is the subject? Okay, Professor Reggie's taking notes. We're doing good. Let's continue. Now we understand who, but what about whom? When do we use whom? Whom is the object. Now, that's the person that receives the action of the subject. And usually, whom comes after a preposition. Let's see some examples. Do you see this example here? This is very formal. We usually say this when we're writing a formal letter or replying to someone very important. To whom is this letter addressed? Whom do you believe? With whom will you go to the supermarket? Oh, it looks like Professor Reggie's a little bit confused. Well, honestly, guys, most people, when we speak in normal conversation, we really don't use the word whom. But maybe if you're trying to sound fancy or you're trying to be very formal, then you can use it. Or if it comes after a preposition. Who or whom should I talk to about fixing my car? How would you answer that question? I should talk to her, or I should talk to him. Well, if you should talk to her or him, then you should use whom should I talk to fix my car? we used a couple of sentences there, but now let's turn a sentence into a question. Let's see this one. Susan drives her mother to work. All right, how would you ask who drives or whom drives their mother to work? Well, who's doing the driving? Susan, right? Susan is she. So she is who? How would you say that question? Who drives her mother to work? You got it? The subject is who, the object is whom. All right, I think you got it. Basically, just remember, if you're talking to someone just casually and it's not a job interview or you're not applying for a college exam, then use who. It's the easiest way, it's the simplest way, and don't worry too much about it. And honestly, if you plan on using whom, just make sure it comes after a preposition. All right? You're going to the store for whom? Or you're going to pick up whom? You know, make sure it comes after a preposition. That way it'll sound a little bit better when you're saying it, especially if you're trying to sound fancy. Okay guys, now you know how to use who and you know how to use whom. If you enjoyed this lesson, don't forget to click that like button. Also, click the subscribe button and the bell. That way you'll be able to see these classes every week, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Take care.